It was an ordinary Tuesday evening when a family of four sat together in their cozy living room, completely unaware of the danger that was about to change their lives forever. The mother, Jennifer, sat on the couch, flicking through a magazine while her husband, Mike, was on his laptop, working on a report. Their children, Lily and Ben, were curled up on the floor watching cartoons on the TV. The house, which had always felt like a safe haven, hummed with the sound of comfort and routine. In the corner of the room, resting on a plush cat bed by the window, was their beloved cat, Bella. Bella had been with the family for years, ever since Jennifer had adopted her from a shelter. The cat wasn't the most active. In fact, she had been paralyzed after a severe accident when she was just a kitten. Despite her disability, Bella had never let it define her. She had learned to navigate the house using her front paws, dragging her hind legs along the floor. Bella had a unique way of getting around, and her family had grown to admire her strength and determination. Jennifer, Mike, and the children had learned to adjust to Bella's limitations. They built a small ramp so she could easily get to her favorite spots around the house. Despite her challenges, Bella was a happy cat, often sitting by the window watching the world go by, and greeting the family with soft meows when they returned home. She wasn't just a pet, she was a member of the family. Little did they know, Bella was about to show them just how much of a hero she truly was. It started with the faint smell of smoke. At first, Jennifer thought it was just the scent of someone grilling outside or maybe a neighbor burning some leaves. But as the smell grew stronger, her senses heightened. Mike looked up from his laptop, confused. "Do you smell that?" he asked. Before Jennifer could answer, a loud crackling noise filled the air, followed by the unmistakable sound of flames. Within seconds, the house was filled with thick black smoke. Panic set in as Jennifer grabbed Ben and Lily, pulling them to their feet. Mike rushed to the kitchen trying to locate the source of the fire. But it didn't take long for them to realize the situation was much worse than they had imagined. The flames were spreading rapidly, and the house was quickly becoming engulfed in smoke. Jennifer's heart raced as she ushered her children toward the door, but the smoke was becoming unbearable. It was hard to breathe and the heat from the flames was intense. They were trapped. The family needed to get out fast, but there was one problem. Bella. Bella, who was paralyzed, couldn't escape on her own. She was still lying in her bed, just a few feet away from the growing inferno. Jennifer's first instinct was to go back for her. But the fire was growing stronger by the second, and the thick smoke made it nearly impossible to see. It was clear that time was running out. Just as Jennifer hesitated, Bella did something unexpected. With incredible effort, she pushed herself off her bed, using only her front paws to drag her body toward the door. At first, it seemed like an impossible feat. Bella's body, which had always been paralyzed from the waist down, seemed to defy the odds. Her hind legs dragged behind her, but she moved with determination, inch by inch. Jennifer couldn't believe her eyes. Bella, the cat who had always struggled to move, was making her way toward the door. With each passing second, Bella inched closer to the family, who had now backed themselves into the hallway. Jennifer and Mike were both stunned and frightened. Bella was doing something that seemed impossible, and yet she was determined to save herself and her family. As Bella dragged her way down the hallway, Jennifer rushed to open the door, but it was stuck. The heat and pressure from the fire had warped the frame, making it impossible to escape. Bella, with her front paws pushing her body forward, reached the door first. She meowed loudly, and in a split second, Jennifer realized what she needed to do. With one last burst of strength, Bella pushed herself against the door, using the little momentum she had to nudge it open. It creaked and groaned, but the door slowly began to give way. Just as the fire reached its peak and the air became thick with smoke, the door finally opened wide enough for the family to get through. Jennifer, Mike, Lily, and Ben hurried outside into the cool night air, gasping for breath. The sounds of the fire crackled behind them, but they were safe. The smoke hung heavy in the air, but the family was no longer in danger. They turned around, looking back at their home, their hearts pounding in their chests. And then they saw her. Bella, exhausted but resolute, was dragging herself out the door. She had made it. Bella had not only saved herself, but she had saved her entire family. If it hadn't been for Bella's courage, the family would have been trapped inside, unable to escape the flames that were now consuming their home. The fire department arrived shortly after, and though they were able to contain the fire, the house was badly damaged. The family's belongings were lost, but their lives were saved, thanks to Bella. News of the heroic cat spread quickly. Local news stations and social media outlets shared the story of Bella's bravery, and she became an overnight sensation. People from all over the world sent their well wishes and donations to help the family rebuild. For Bella, the recognition didn't change her. She was just happy to be with her family, who now understood the true depth of her love and loyalty. She had always been there for them, but in that moment she had become more than just a pet. She had become a hero. The family worked together to rebuild their home, and they made sure Bella had everything she needed. They even built her a special wheelchair so she could move around more easily, something that Bella accepted with grace. Life slowly returned to normal, but they would never forget the night Bella saved them all. In the years that followed, Bella's story was shared countless times, not just as a tale of heroism, but as a reminder of the strength and resilience of animals. She became a symbol of courage and determination, showing that even in the most difficult circumstances, the power of love and loyalty could overcome any obstacle. Bella had been a paralyzed cat, once thought to be limited in what she could do. But in that moment of crisis she proved that no matter the odds she was capable of doing anything. She had saved her family, and in doing so she had cemented her place as a true hero, one who would never be forgotten. The old Victorian house stood proudly on the corner, its paint peeling slightly, its porch swing creaking gently in the breeze. Inside, the Miller family was enjoying a quiet evening. Sarah, Michael, and their two children, Emily and Thomas, were gathered in the living room, sharing stories and laughter. Curled up on the plush armchair, seemingly oblivious to the family's chatter, was a small, gray tabby cat named Callie. Callie wasn't just any cat. She was paralyzed in her hind legs, the result of a car accident years ago. Despite her disability, Callie was a beloved member of the family. She had a spirit as bright as her emerald green eyes, and her purr was a rumble that could shake the very foundations of the house. She navigated the world with remarkable agility, dragging her hind legs behind her, her front paws propelling her forward with surprising speed. She was a testament to resilience, a furry embodiment of the saying, "Where there's a will, there's a way." The Millers had adopted Callie from a local shelter. They hadn't hesitated for a moment, seeing past her disability to the loving, playful creature within. They built her special ramps so she could easily access her favorite spots, and they showered her with affection, which she returned tenfold. That evening, as the family enjoyed their time together, Callie seemed restless. She kept shifting positions on the armchair, her tail twitching nervously. She let out a series of unusual meows, a sound that was more urgent than her usual contented purrs. Sarah noticed Callie's unusual behavior. "What's wrong, Callie?" she asked, reaching out to stroke the cat's soft fur. Callie rubbed her head against Sarah's hand, then looked towards the hallway, her green eyes wide and intense. Sarah followed Callie's gaze and noticed a faint wisp of smoke curling from under the closed door of the laundry room. Her heart skipped a beat. She cautiously approached the door and opened it a crack. A wave of heat and a thick cloud of smoke billowed out, stinging her eyes and filling her lungs. "Fire!" Sarah screamed, her voice filled with panic. She stumbled back, coughing, and turned to her family. "Michael, the laundry room is on fire. Get the kids out of the house." Michael sprang into action, grabbing Emily and Thomas, who were both wide-eyed with fear. He rushed them out the front door, while Sarah frantically searched for the fire extinguisher. Callie, despite the chaos, remained calm. She seemed to understand the gravity of the situation and the need for everyone to stay focused. Sarah found the fire extinguisher and, with trembling hands, pulled the pin. She entered the laundry room, which was now engulfed in flames. The smoke was thick and suffocating, making it difficult to see. She aimed the extinguisher at the base of the fire and squeezed the lever, but the extinguisher sputtered and died empty. Sarah's heart sank. She knew they were in serious danger. The fire was spreading quickly and the house was filling with smoke. She stumbled out of the laundry room, coughing and gasping for air. Callie, who had been watching the scene unfold, suddenly sprang into action. Despite her paralysis, she moved with surprising speed, her front paws propelling her across the floor. She darted past Sarah and into the living room, where the family's emergency plan was posted on the refrigerator door. Callie reached the refrigerator and, using her head, managed to knock a magnet off the door, revealing the emergency plan underneath. She then began to meow loudly, her voice piercing through the chaos. Michael, who was outside with the children, heard Callie's insistent meows. He knew that something was wrong. He rushed back into the house, ignoring Sarah's pleas to stay outside. He found Callie by the refrigerator, pointing with her nose to the emergency plan. He quickly read the plan, which outlined the family's escape route in case of a fire. He realized that they had forgotten about the back exit, which was a much safer way to escape the burning house. Michael grabbed Sarah and, following the emergency plan, led her and the children through the back door and to safety. They watched in horror as the flames engulfed their home, the smoke billowing into the night sky. The fire department arrived quickly and battled the blaze, eventually managing to extinguish it. The house was badly damaged, but thanks to Callie's quick thinking and Michael's swift action, the family was safe. The Millers were devastated by the loss of their home, but they were also incredibly grateful to Callie. She had saved their lives. If it hadn't been for her, they might not have made it out of the house in time. News of Callie's heroic act spread quickly throughout the community. She became a local hero, a symbol of courage and resilience. The local newspaper ran a story about her bravery, and she even received a medal from the city for her heroic actions. The community rallied around the Millers, organizing fundraisers and collecting donations to help them rebuild their home. People were touched by Callie's story and wanted to help the family get back on their feet. The Millers were overwhelmed by the outpouring of support. They were amazed by the kindness and generosity of their community. They knew that they would get through this difficult time, thanks to the love and support of their friends and neighbors. As the Millers began the process of rebuilding their home, Callie remained by their side, a constant source of comfort and inspiration. She had proven that even the smallest and most vulnerable creatures can make a difference. She had shown them the true meaning of courage and the power of love. Callie's story became a legend, a testament to the extraordinary bond between humans and animals. She was a reminder that heroes come in all shapes and sizes, and that even a paralyzed cat can save the day. She was a symbol of hope, a furry embodiment of the saying, "Never give up." Callie, the paralyzed cat who saved her family from a fire, became a local hero, her story inspiring everyone who heard it. She proved that disability is not inability, and that courage can be found in the most unexpected places.